or touch like cell bars, stuff like that, because there's a lot of rust around here, there's a lot of paint, it has a little bit of lead in it, it's not unsafe, but you still don't want to walk around with that on your clothing or on your hands. So it's a couple of heads up. So now's my time to ask, is there anything you guys want to hear about today? Is there anything you're interested in hearing about specifically? Yeah.
If there's any ghosts.
If there's any ghosts, yeah. Well, if you watch shows like Ghost Hunters, or the Travel Channel does a lot of shows on Eastern Street, I personally have never seen anything here. That's me. But I've only been here since April, so I'm waiting for that day when something kind of taps me on the shoulder. I do believe that there are going to be ghosts.
So that they can have no communication with anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think I could have put that any better.
Great.
So if you're a prisoner here in Eastern State, in the 1800s, when this place opened, you would be left alone in your cell. You would eat alone. You would work alone. You would live alone. You didn't see anybody else except for the occasional guard. The whole idea is they didn't want you communicating with other inmates, other people, or trying to get word to the outside world. It might seem kind of intense to keep people in here for years without allowing them to speak to other people, but the whole idea was that they'd be 2 years here at Eastern. A lot of the first people who came here were thieves, and their average sentence was about 2 years. So if you could step into your cell, yeah, what's up, bud?
Can I go in?
You guys will be going in a minute. Matthew's going to be our example for a little bit. All right, welcome to your cell, Matthew. What are some of the things that you see inside your cell there?
A bed.
You see a bed?
A bench with like holding stuff.
Yeah, you see the bench with holes, it's a trunk. What
And
else?
a toilet.
You see a toilet? Yeah, it's pretty spare. They would actually leave you in there pretty much with nothing to do at first. You had to ask for something to do, how to spend your time. One of the other cool things about these cells is they all have skylights. You've probably noticed that there's a lot of skylights out here, and then every cell has their own skylight. There are about 1,000 skylights here. The whole idea is to give them kind of something to look at, some sort of light, and it's called a God's eye, because it's also supposed to kind of spread God's sunlight onto you, make you think about spiritual things. So, Matt, what do you think of the size of that cell? Does it seem big? Does it seem small?
Big.
It seems big, yeah. It was pretty big for the time period. It was about an 8 by 12 cell, and that's a lot more room than anyone who was living in a one-room jail cell would have gotten. So, Matt, what kind of things do you think you would have done with your time in there?
I'm going to sit here.
Yeah, just sit here? All right, well, that's an option. I want all you guys to think about what it is you might have spent your time doing.
Even if you had your own room,
Yeah.
there's no connection with anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and what's the congregate system? Yeah.
There are many people in one cell
Yeah.
who work together and eat together.
Exactly. Bunch of guys living in one cell. Usually it was 2 by 1913. Living together, working together. That's it. Perfect. But by that point, because they were living together, they actually started letting them move around the prison a little bit more, opening workshops, things like that. One of the other clues that you can get that this is a congregate system prison now is actually this gate right here. This gate is called a head gate. And it's actually at the start of all the cell blocks here. Now, why do you guys think that there's this gate here? What would be the point of having this gate constructed?
Did they call this gate again?
That's right. So prisoners don't escape. So that if you're in this cell, if you somehow get out of your cell, you're running around the cell block, guards can make sure that you don't get to other parts of the prison or that you don't escape by shutting this door and locking you in. This is called the head gate. It's also called a riot gate. So something else to think about on our Eastern State architectural journey. There's a lot of people here. What are they doing for work? A lot of it's the same sort of stuff. They start converting exercise yards into, you can actually see the start of exercise yards right here, into workshops. People are doing large-scale woodworking,